Good morning. Good morning. Let's start our today class. So today we are going to learn about the CSS unit, right? So unit. If we have to understand unit, right? What is the unit? Basically, like the way to measure something, right? 1 meter of a garment, or maybe 5 kilo or kg or 5 pound, right, of fruits. Okay, something you're gonna measure, right? So in our web development, we need to measure each element size, right? Like length or height, correct? Length and height we measure, right? Basically, we learned in our box model, right? So in box model, so let's talk about the box model a little bit. So this is a, let's say this is our box, right? Just imagine this is heading 1, okay, with small text, something like this size, right? But the heading 1, if there is some text, if we know, right, this is the screen or view width, right? The width of our screen, then it will be normally like this, right? That is the width of the heading 1, correct? So the height will increase when you keep adding the text, right? When you keep adding more text, the height will increase, right? So for every block element has the same behavior. They all are box. We in the box model, what we have learned is padding, margin, right? Borders, and we give width. Basically, we provide some size, right, to the padding or margin or even border, right? Even we give the width and height also if we have to, right? So normally you're gonna add padding, which is inside, right, of 20 pixel, correct? Or margin, which is outside of the heading 1, just this element, right? Let's make it 100 pixel. So margin will be all side, right? Then maybe border also. You have border, maybe 5 pixel. What we do, solid, and then color, right, red, so that border is visible, right? Then you can add a width, okay? Maybe let's say this box can be width of only 500 pixel, right? Maybe height of, make it 600 pixel, right? So this box can be height of 600 pixel only, right? So this is how we provide the the unit, right, to our box or element, any element, okay? Any element, this can be applied to any element. All right, now this is the pixel is a fixed unit, right? When I say fixed, that means 1 meter is fixed, 4 pound is fixed, right? Fixed, okay? The point is, in web development, we have to deal with the responsiveness, right? Responsive. How much responsive is our website? Means our website can change, right? The content inside can change based on the screen size, okay? So let's understand different units we can use to make our web page responsive to the viewport, screen or view, right? Viewport means whatever the size of your screen, either mobile or maybe desktop, laptop, big TV, right? So these are the viewport, or we can call it media, right? Different media where we can display our website. So based on that media, the content inside must change dynamically. Means when small screen, our content inside, right, the text should look nice, small, perfectly fitted there. For large screen, it should scale to the large size, right? Okay, so let's look at a couple of most used units, right? absolute means fixed. So pixel is the fixed unit. So one dot on the computer screen, right? One pixel is one dot, okay? Just remember simply, right? One dot. So if we have 100 pixel, that is 100 dot, right? And it gives some size, okay? Pixel will give you some size, right? For fixed absolute units, there are some more like inch, centimeter, mm. These are the units which we don't deal with, right? We don't have to use in our development. Either you're going to use pixel, that is all you need from the absolute unit, okay? Next is relative now. Relative units means responsive unit, right? Percent. The percent relative to the percent element size, right? Relative to the, sorry, parent element size, okay? Percent means relative to the parent element size, right? What that means? Let's say this is one of the box div, right? Now I want another element inside 50% of the parent. So 50% will be here, right? That's it. So in relation with the div, the parent element, percent, right? 50% of parent or 60% of parent. That's how the percent work. Height. Now you can apply to any element, okay? Any element you can give the percent. Height 20% of the parent or 30% of the parent, right? So who is the parent? The height will be that much percent. So always remember, percent is considered with the parent element. You have to compare with the parent element. That is percent, right? Clear? So this, if this is the height, right? And I will say, okay, this height is 10% of the div. So that is 10% or 30% or 40% or 60%, or 80% or 100%, right? So, and the width, same thing. Width is, let's call it 30% or maybe 40 or 50, right? Or 60% or 70 or 90 or maybe 100%. So that's how it works, right? Normally, what we do is, what I will do, right? If I have a body element, I will just make it width of 100%, right? The width will be 100%. The body is also element. The width will be 100%, right? And height, I will give it, the relative height. So I will just give it the view, whatever the screen size, right? So 100 view height. So these are the relative unit, okay? View height. So we're going to talk about this next, view height. But just for now, just understand this. The body is now 100% and height is 100 view height, right? The view means the screen height, visual height, right? If this is mobile, it will be 100% height. If this is desktop, it's still 100% height, right? Basically, if this is my screen, right? Let's say this is my screen. That is my view now. This is the view, okay? Whatever this is, let's call it this screen size, right? Or this browser size right now, that is the view. So my, the web page will be 100% view height, right? So this is 100%, 100 VH view height, okay? A body 100% screen size, right? So this is 100%, okay? So it depends on the screen size. Just for pay attention there, right? So all right, so let's move to the box with the 50%. Now EM, what is EM, right? Relative unit. So normally you will apply this for the maybe padding or font size, right? So relative to the font size of the element parent, right? Parent element, okay? If the parent font size is 16 pixel, right? And then 2em will be the 32 pixel. That's it. 1 EM is the size of the parent font size. So we will just gonna explain this in example right now. But REM is, this is in relation with the root element, right, or HTML element or body element, that they are the root, like top level element, right? So in the root element, if the font size is 16, now I can go and apply to any other element font size based on this root element. So if I set my text in the div is 2 REM, that equal to 32 pixel. So when you change to 8, right, that means 2 REM will be 16 pixel. That is a relational unit or relation to the root element. Root emphasize unit, right? We call it emphasize EM. Okay. EM will be to the parent element, local parent element. If there is font size, then it will compare with that one. If there is no font size, then it will compare to its parent, right? Again, parent element. But the parent has font size, then again local parent has font size, then they will consider both now. So this one is little dangerous, but still, you know, it's okay, right? It's okay to use in certain places. But this one, mostly you will be using this for the font. Okay, and I will explain later. View width is the 1% of the view width, 1%. So one view width is 1% of the viewport width. View means screen size, right? If I have 50 view width, that is 50% of the viewport width, 50% of the screen size. Height is same thing. If the box is 50 view height, that is 50% of the viewport height. Okay. Minimum, V minimum, right? So this will be the smallest one. Which one is smallest? Either width or height, right? So let's say the box has 10 V min. V min means view minimum, right? 10% of the smaller of the viewport, that is either width or height, right? Whichever is smaller, 10% of that it will consider with that, right? Height is smallest, then it will just consider the height, 10% of the height. Same thing with the max, right? Whichever is the largest, like for example width or height. Okay, so larger, it will just take the largest, either width or height, right? And 10% of that here. Okay, now viewports, there are something like small views, view width, small view height, large view width, large view height, right? Then dynamic view width, dynamic view height. These are just recently, I think, came, right? This is not something used a lot most of the time, but this unit solves certain issue with view width and view height. Okay, so let's apply all this now in our example, right? Let's go back. So in the CSS unit, I will just create one index.html, and also I will create CSS, right? Style.css. So let me link this. Learning CSS, right? Let me link our style. Okay, so it's what I will ask you, right? Please, first you understand the box model. Every element is box, and now you can apply the unit, right? If you remember the box model, it has width, height, padding, margin, border. So these are the places where you can apply the unit, where there is a length, right? When it comes to the length or size, you need to apply the unit. Okay, so we have to understand, somewhere you can put pixels, but most of the time just use REM, relational unit, right? So let's start with pixel, fixed unit. Okay, so if this is my heading 1, right, I'll just make some text here. Okay, and here I have a div also. Let's give a class name of maybe box. Inside I have heading 2 of 20, and then I have paragraph, one paragraph, right? Fine. So let's play with this. So in CSS, I'm just going to reset everything to make it margin 0, padding I will make it 0, and box sizing border box. Fine. I'll just add this. It will reset my whole HTML, right? Let's go live view, and then we're gonna play around. It's just the point of understanding, not that difficult. Okay, you can see it looks something like this, right? Fine. So the first thing is pixel, fixed unit, right? When you, let's say you consider this heading 1, right, and you say font size is 50 pixel. Now it will be always 50 pixel, right? Always, wherever you bring this up, it will be always same size. Okay, see that font is not adjusting, right? Okay, that's the fixed unit. You have box, right? Let's say box now width, you give 50 or 500, or let's make it 200 pixel, right? We can give some border so that we can see, 2 pixel, solid, red. See that is 200 pixel fixed. It will be not responsive, right? It will be always 200 pixel. Okay, always, right? Even if you give a height of 300 pixel, look at that. That's the fixed box size. Now the text is running out of the box because it did not fit there. When there is no height, the height can be adjusted automatic, right? Dynamic, okay, automatically. So we don't use pixel, right, normally for the width and height, because if your screen size change, this box will not adjust automatic. To avoid that issue, we don't use that. Okay, so that's fine. Now what you will do, right, most of the time is pixel. When you're going to use pixel, so you have a wrapper. Remember, we have a wrapper, right, or container to center all the element. Wrapper. So this is a class name, so let's put this dot here for now. So we're gonna give a width. Width is, let's call it 90% of the, always, right, 90% of the any screen. Okay, and the max width you can give it like 1200 pixel or whatever, right? This is fixed. So I don't want my website go longer than this in any large screen, right? So I can apply that. I know in a small device less than 1200 it will be 90%, but when my screen or viewport is larger than 1200 pixel, then my site will be, my container, right, my basically this wrapper will be maximum 1200 pixel. That's it. And then you can center, right, by applying the margin 0 auto. Fine. So that is all you have to do. This is where you're going to use pixel. I can use this wrapper now in my HTML. So I will just go here and then call a div and add a wrapper inside. Right, so wrapper. So when I do that, look at here, 90%. So 5% on the left and 5% on the right. But my screen is more than 1200, right? So when the screen grow more than 1200, my container now, the wrapper is fixed at 1200 pixel, and it is in the center of the screen. All right, good. So now we understand the fixed unit and where you're going to use, right? So let's now look at the next part. What is the next one? Let me check quickly. Here, right? Relative unit. Okay, so percent, right? Percent is this box, simple, always, percent, right? So let's say this box width is 50% of the parent box. So this is 50% of the parent, right? So when percent will be always 50%. Now this is around 600 pixel because my wrapper is 1200 pixel. So this is 50% of 1200. Okay, so percent is in relation with the parent element always. So who is the parent? Wrapper right now is the parent. It has maximum 1200 or 90%, right? So right now is 90%. That means this is 45%. The box is 45%. Fine. So check now next. EM, right? EM will be in relation with the parent, right? So let's say the font box, right? The box has font size of 12 pixel, for example. Okay. So the box has font size of 12 pixel, right? So this box is 12 pixel. So now I will go and select S2, which is inside the box, and apply font size of 3 REM, right? Not REM, but let's make it EM, right? Look at that. So this is 12 into 3 times 36 pixel. If I make 1 EM, that is 12 pixel. But if I make 2 EM, right, that is what we can call 24 pixel. Clear? So that's how EM work, right? In relation with the parent. But wrapper is also a parent, right? Or body is a parent here. But if in the wrapper, if I give a font size of, let's make it 16 pixel. So still, if I make 1 EM, right, what's gonna happen? That's good. That is still 12 pixel and 24. Okay, 2 will be 24, right? Fine. So that's okay. I mean, just consider this parent for now, right? Just consider that. Okay. So if, right, if I go back here and increase this to 30 pixel, it did not change. Font size 30 pixel. If I have a body, right, now we'll make font size of, let's make it 30 pixel. So it still looks 24, right? It did not change. Okay, that's good. I don't know why it did not change, but it should be, like it should consider this parent also, right? This one, that one. I mean, if here is, we don't have here, but anyway, let's see. It's just considering this box, right? That is good. That is very good. But normally how it work in EM, right? If there is many parents, for example, let's say here is a div, this div, right? I can add one. Let's add one more div, right? It's same thing, same thing we have done, but it didn't work. So let's call it container, right? So in container, I will go dot container and make font size, right? Font size of how much? Maybe 30 pixel. Yeah. So in this, let's imagine that if I don't have this 12 pixel here, this box, right? Don't have 12 pixels, and save now, right? So how I get this 2em now? It's coming from the container. Okay, so if I change this container to 50 pixel, it changed, right? So just imagine it will, like it will affect from the, if the nearest parent don't have font size, then it will jump to the next parent, right? So if I make this parent now font size of 10 pixel, now this is just considering the nearest parent, right? Just think like that. Okay, so normally what gonna happen, right? When you're gonna use em, that's the question, correct? So let's say your font, this parent, this box has font size of 10 pixel. Okay, so what you will do is, if you have, right here, you have the button, or let's call it click, right? Click here. Now in this button you can use em. Okay, so for buttons or something, for padding, right? Top and bottom 1 em, like that. And left and right maybe 2 em, right? Just think. And add a background color red. See that? A border to none. None, right? So it looks something like that. If you make it 1 and 1, that is still okay, right? Or let's make it 2. So it's considering the nearest parent. Who is that parent here, right? So if you change this to 20 pixel, right? See, the font increase, but this also increase. It's just changed. The 2em is now like a 40. Let's see, 20 pixel, right? Yeah, so it should be 40 pixel left and right. If I make 3em, right? Sorry, 30 pixel. Okay, it did not change. Why not? Button padding 1em, 2em, right? So I'm gonna take this out for now, and because I have the box with 30 pixel, the font size is 2em, that is 60 times, right? So if I make 1em, it is just the 30 pixel. And I believe, if you look at, right, 1em top and bottom is less, and left and right is more, right? So it will consider this em based on this box size. Okay, this font size. I think that is enough, right? Normally in the buttons or somewhere, right, where you just have to give some size, you can use em. So this will vary, right, when the font size changes. That will be a little bit of use case. The important one is rem, right? Let's look at the rem. So root element. Okay, the story is normally all the browser has different root font size. Okay, so the browser font size is the root size, right? So what we do is, we said, okay, if the different browser has different font size, and if I apply here, I'll just take paragraph now, right? And I will say 2 rem font size. If I say like that, my font size is 32 pixel. Why? Because browser has 16 pixel font size in here right now. Okay, I don't want that, right? Maybe another browser has 18 pixel. So my website will look different in different browser. To fix that issue, what we do is we say, okay, call the root or make the root, right, like this. That is the HTML root HTML, and give a font size of 10 pixel. I will just make it fix. Now look at here. This is just 20 now, right? So it will change. Okay, it will be responsive now, right? Always it will be responsive. Font size will change also, right? I mean, so this font size is what? Based on the element here, root element, right? So if you want to make it like 20, then that will change also, right? This change to 20 pixel. So for REM, what we do, right, we can add the root here and make the font size to 20, and then apply REM to everywhere in all font size, right? Even for padding, margin, you can give it this. Mostly just consider adding the REM, right, most of the time. Okay, that will fix almost all the responsiveness issue, right? Just use that REM and you're good to go. Okay, the next thing is, so for any font size, right, I will use REM. Clear? So here, let's say this box font size 30 pixel. You just make not pixel, but just make it now to REM, right, like that. So based on this REM, you can use whatever here. Padding 1 EM 2 EM, right? That means this is 20 pixel. So this is 20 pixel. This is 40 pixel padding. Simply remember, simple formula is just put this one, like make it 10 here, and sorry, 10 pixel, right? Just make it 10 pixel, and then start applying your REM everywhere. So one REM is 10 pixel, 2 REM is 20 pixel. So you get the calculation, just use it. The viewport width, viewport, right? So let's look at that. So what I will do is I'm gonna this is the body, right? Let's apply there. I'll just select the body tag here for now, body, right, and just give a border, okay, of 5 pixel solid red. Now check this website. See, that's it. That is the body right now. That is all, right? Look at that red box. So in the body, I will say width is 100%. Of course, it is 100% already, but make it 100%, right? Fine. Now by forcefully, we are telling your width is 100% of the viewport, the screen size. Okay. Now height, I will make 100 view height, right? Look at that. See, it just get 100% of the screen size. So the screen height will reduce, right? Let's reduce the height of the screen somehow. How I can do that? I don't know. Let me, yeah. So if I reduce this, look at that. That is the height, right? That's it. See, that is the height. Look at the red box there. Yeah, see, the height is changing based on the view height, right? So 100% of this display height, that is view height. Clear? Even you can make 100 view width. That is still the 100% of the screen width. So you can do that. So you get the width, view width, and view height, right? That is what we do normally to our body. The next thing is, so we understand view width, view height, mean view width, right? Mean view width. So let's understand that part. So what I will do, I'm just gonna remove this h1 font size, right? And here I will say h1 font size. So I will make it like a 20 m view width, right? Mean view width, that is the one. V mean, sorry, V mean, right? Fine. So what that means minimum, whichever is the minimum, either the width or height, right? 20% of that. So let's check now here. This too much text, right? So let's remove some text so that we understand. I will just make, you know, like small. So this text, right? So the 20% of the minimum, which one is the minimum? We don't know yet, right? So I think the width. Okay, let me reduce the width, right? So this is the 20% of the width. Okay, if I make the height go small, right? Now the 20% of the height, look at that. The S1 is changing, that is 20% of the height. Okay, and then the max, right? The next one is max. Here, V max, right? So if I just go back here and I'll make it 20 V mean to max, max, right? So that is now 20% of the largest one. So which one is largest? The height, right? See, 20% of the height. This is 20% right now with the width, because the width is largest. Okay, see that 20% of the width. So whichever is the largest, it will just take the 20% of that. So that's how the V mean and V max work. Clear? So right now is 20% of the maximum size, right? That is, I believe, width maybe. Okay. So now what we can do is, we got that one. We understand now V max, V mean, right? You know, there are something like a small view width, small view height, large view width, large view height, dynamic view width, dynamic view height. These are the same thing, right? Small view width means whatever the size you apply, 50% of the small viewport width. Large view height, 50% of the large viewport height, right? So it will take the largest one, it will take the smallest one. Okay, same with the L and dynamic also. So either sometimes, you know, let's say you get you apply the view height, right? And we have some maybe, for example, let's say we have a lot of text. Let's add some text in our code, and just want to show you something quickly. What I'm gonna do now, right? In the wrapper, yeah, so just add a couple of paragraphs, you know, one paragraph, just copy that, just fill up with a lot of text, right? Okay, good. So let's check now. So see that a lot of text now, right? So look at here, our view height is what? The view height is just that red box, right? That's the complete view height. Okay, you see that view height, right? That's the view height. What I want to do is, you know, there is a, now we see something like a scrolling, right? Okay, let's make this one now dynamic view height. Okay, go back here, and in the body, right, height will be, let's make it maybe a small view height and see what happens. So now we get this scroll bar, right? It was not, I mean, it's almost same, but you see it's little different, right? What is the difference is, let's keep it view height. See, in the view height, right, in the view height, what happened is it will ignore this basically that top bar here, right? We have this address bar and all that. It does not consider that one. Okay, so let me I don't know how to explain this, but let's see. One thing I want to, let's remove some of the text, right? Still there is a scroll, so remove that. Okay, so when the text increase the height, right, whatever is the view height, we get this scroll bar. Fine. Now we're gonna go back and change something here to, let's make it a small view height and see what happened, right? You can see now, this is the whatever is our text. It looks almost same, no different, right? But the thing is, in the small view height, okay, actually what happened, right? It will not consider this this bar. Okay, whatever is the smallest size of our screen. Let's see. Just imagine like this, right? It will not consider this address bar and all that. Okay, so it's good fit for the small device, right? If you want to use small view height, it is more like responsive kind of things for the mobile devices, right? Or you can use maybe large view height also. You can do that. So in the large view height, still looks same. And what about dynamic, right? Dynamic view height is still the same, right? Basically no different, but there is slight different. I know that it fixes some of the issue, right, related to this scroll. Okay, so for now, what I will advise is just use the just use the view height, right? Just use that view height normally, and view width, just use that one. And as our skill, as we improve, right, we will figure out how to use all these things, the new, I know it just consider, right, based on this like just look at here, right? Small viewport width. Okay, if SVW, right, if the width, it will consider the smallest width, 50% of the width, view width, right? Okay, so we have to add some sizes like this and then experiment, right, for all this one. But it's almost same like a view width and view height, almost same, right? So okay guys, so let's keep it here. Just use view width and view height normally, right? And then REM you can use all the time, right? REM. Okay, and this will come handy, right, later when you start building the full size websites. You'll see the use case of this. Okay, maybe in the future I will also take one website example, right, and then we try to explain add this unit also. Okay, but in the future this will be, because these are the new stuff just came in, right? Even not all the browser supports. Okay, but I know these things remove some of the drawbacks, right? Issue with the couple of like basically some issue with this view height or view width, right? These things will solve that issue. So we will look at in one of the projects and try to implement all this. Anyway guys, so let me stop here for now. Thank you very much.